Welcome to this episode of Consider It Blacklit. I am Kim, your host, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, Consider It Blacklit highlights films, television programs, and stage plays that feature African Americans both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. We also discuss social issues as it relates to some of these programs and how they may or may not impact our communities. So thank you for tuning in, and we hope you continue to tune in each week. Today, we will be discussing a festival going on right here in New York City. It is the ImageNation Outdoors Festival. The festival includes 6 nights of soul, cinema, and music under the stars. The summer-long festival offers free film screenings and live music performances. Let's take a look at the video.
Moonlight, Best Picture. Yo, sorry. Get out! Yo!
1 out of 4 human beings with their hands on bars, shackled, in the world are locked up here in the land of the free.
In America, I was free only in battle, never free to rest. What matters is when you reset the pieces.
She's winning. She's winning.
And play a game.
Today, I'm excited to have in the studio the founder of the ImageNation Cinema Foundation, the organization that puts on the festival, Moikgantsi Kgama. We just call her Kansi. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about the festival. But before we start talking about the festival, I want people to know more about you. Okay. So tell us about yourself and how you got started.
Oh, that's a big question. I was born in New York City, but raised in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
And my mother is African American and my father is South African. Mm-hmm. And growing up, I was always interested in the diversity of Black culture. And I also experienced as a child the lack of knowledge we have about ourselves. You know, you would hear kids say things like African booty scratcher, and then you would hear South Africans have stereotypes about Americans. And so I was always looking for ways to use the arts to kind of bring us together. And ImageNation came out of that desire. You know, that's how I started my organization. And so I went to Syracuse University, majored in newspaper journalism. Because it was free, I got a scholarship.
Oh, excellent.
Had I not, I probably would have done film or theater or something like that. But, you know, I was practical at a young age. And as soon as I graduated, I came to New York City and started working in independent film.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I worked with Jamal Joseph.
Okay.
He was the first person I worked with.
Oh, okay.
Who is the director of Chapter and Verse.
Okay.
And also stopped being the dean of the graduate film program at Columbia University.
That's awesome.
So
yeah. So tell us about some of the activities that ImageNation sponsors. I know you're involved with the organization Array. I know you do the Revolution Awards. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about some of the activities that you do?
Oh, we've done so many over the years. In addition to the ImageNation Outdoors Festival, we had a 7-year partnership with Lincoln Center where we did Black film premieres. When we started to focus more on developing a cinema cafe, we kind of shifted our focus exclusively to Harlem. And so we have a space in Harlem called Raw Space, and we're developing that into a cinema. At that space, we do everything from poetry readings to book signings to film showings as well.
Now, are people allowed to rent out the space?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
okay.
That's how we keep the doors open.
Oh, okay.
yeah. That's very critical. Thank you for asking that. So we also rent the space to the community because New York City, you need that third place.
Yeah.
No one really brings
Exactly.
people to their homes. So a lot of people use this space for everything from baby showers to birthday parties to bar mitzvahs. Harlem is changing.
Yeah, definitely.
So it gets used for all kinds of things. But our primary focus is to make it an art space.
Okay.
So right now we have an exhibit up featuring work by Samson Amnisi, who's a South African artist, and Cannon Hershey, an American who works with him. And so a lot of our work is around creating connections throughout the diaspora. We also are a founding partner in Array, which is Ava DuVernay's distribution vehicle. She created that organization by linking like-minded Black film organizations around the country. In New York, the other partner is Urban World Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so actually we have a release coming out soon. We're showing The House on Cocoa Road, a film by Damani Baker.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be showing it on June 20th and June 27th. So folks can learn more about that on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we will put the website on the screen so people can check in and find out what's going on.
Okay.
Let's talk about your Revolution Awards. I actually attended the last one because you had my girl Michonne from The Walking Dead.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That you honored.
I
Tell
was
us a little bit about.
Total fan with that. I was
Yes.
like, I love her.
Yes. Tell us, let the audience know what that's about and the purpose
The
of that.
Revolution Awards is an award ceremony that we created to highlight activism, actually. And we thought the way to do that was one way to do it, of course, was to highlight celebrities or people who are notable who are also activists, to kind of make it cool to be an activist again. And so our focus is on people of color who are using their celebrity to inspire social change, to also acknowledge activists who are exclusively, being activists, and then to also acknowledge people who are creating new avenues for people of color in independent film.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so over the years we've honored Congressman John Lewis.
Okay.
We've honored Chuck D, Erykah Badu, Lee Daniels, because Lee Daniels is a huge pioneer in independent film before Empire.
Right.
Spike Lee has accepted the award. Tons of really, really amazing people. Ava DuVernay has accepted the award, Hill Harper. And so that's something we do out of a love for our people, and as a way of also raising money for the organization and raising visibility for the causes that we're interested in.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm a huge fan of ImageNation, and I know that I've had other guests on the show, and it seems like somebody always has a connection to your organization.
Really?
And yeah, definitely.
Okay.
If you look at the other episodes, you're going to see, ImageNation, we love them.
Nice.
But I wanted to tell my own story about ImageNation. As a filmmaker, you were one of the first organizations to screen some of my work, and the most rewarding audience response I received was when it was screened at ImageNation, because you aired it in the community. And it was my film, Not of the Flesh, and it was a scene where people were like bashing the police. And the crowd went crazy, and it was very interesting too, because when I actually filmed it, we actually had police like kind of, protecting the set because it wasn't a great neighborhood, and they were all into it too. They were like, yeah, F the police or whatever. But, when the audience reacted to it, I think as a storyteller, as a filmmaker, and you see that you connect with the audience, that's really very rewarding. And that was the first experience that I had with that at your festival.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. I'm
I'm
glad
a
to hear that.
huge fan.
Yeah, ImageNation is really about creating vehicles where filmmakers can connect with communities. And whereas I think other festivals focus on distribution, we really do focus on audience development.
Right,
the idea
right.
is to develop patrons who will support these films when they go into the box office.
Right. And that's why I think the outdoor festival is very important, because you're bringing top of the line films to the community.
Yes.
So let's talk about the films that you will be screening.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited about this
Yes.
year. This is a very fun year. We always screen films that I'm extremely proud about, but this year there were so many Black films that were Academy Award nominated or just doing fantastic at the box office. And I wanted to just celebrate that, to celebrate that year. In the past, we've had smaller independent films, which I'm also very happy about. But it was a year to just say, yay! You know, we're almost there. So we kicked off, of course, last night with Moonlight, and an incredible film,
Academy Award-winning film.
Yes, the best picture of the year, and so we showed that. And you know, our goal as an organization is to celebrate the diversity of the Black community. And so in showing that film, we ended up partnering with great organizations like Harlem Pride and Slay TV, which is a new LGBTQ network. And also Harlem 2020, another Black LGBTQ organization. And so we had a good time last night. You know, we had DJ M. Ford, who was spinning house music for 2 hours, so we had a good party going first. And so, yeah. We will continue on July 10th with Get Out, which has got to be the funnest, scariest movie of the year.
Right. And that's a movie, even if you've seen it before, you will go see it again.
Yeah, I want to see it again because I saw it and I was like, I need to watch that again.
Yeah.
It was funny because, you know, I just was like, Get Out? It's kind of a horror movie. There's like some blood. Should I show that in the park? But people are so excited about it. So I know it was the right choice. Actually, my husband and partner, Gregory Gates, was the one who kept saying, no, we got to show Get Out. Yes. So he was right. And then we're showing 13th, which is Ava DuVernay's documentary on mass incarceration, which is, you know, also Academy Award nominated. And it's actually part of our Soul Train tribute. One of the things we like to do is, while we want to show films that push the envelope and encourage us to think, we like it to be in a non-didactic environment where you just have a good time and you're also stimulating your mind.
Now, are you going to do a Soul Train line again this year?
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
Every chance we get. We're going to do a Soul Train line. Stormin' Norman is the DJ from Sunday Sermon.
Okay.
Yeah, he's DJing. And then we've got an amazing slate of artists performing freedom songs from the Soul Train era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, you know, we'll be hearing James Brown and Marvin Gaye and all the great songs. And that music is curated by Enjoy Enterprises.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And then, should I name them all?
Yeah, name
There's only
them.
6, I guess I
Yeah.
can keep going. And then we're showing I Am Not Your Negro.
I love
And
that one.
so, yeah, me too. And that is in partnership with the National Black Programming Consortium and also Harlem Week. That's actually Harlem Week Day. So folks should come out if they're on 135th. Just walk up the hill, you know, and you know, reserve your spot. And we're pretty sure Raoul Peck's going to be at that one.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be a big treat. So I'm saying pretty sure, but we're pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next one, which is also in partnership with Harlem Week, is Queen of Katwe. And we're going to have chess for the kids in the neighborhood, chess lessons, and maybe a little chess competition.
Yeah, I was reading that. How did that come about? What made you decide to have chess lessons?
My son plays chess,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
6 years old.
Wow.
He loves it, absolutely loves it. And we were talking about it, and I said, Kari, should we show Queen of Katwe? He was like, yeah. I was like, you think we should do some chess? He's like, that's a great idea. We did this together, Mommy. This is my show. I programmed this one. I said, okay, Kari, that's your show. So he's really into it. That's what made me think about it, watching children interact with chess. And then he, in his school, you know, he had his first tournament this year. And he was one of the few Black kids there. So I wanted to kind of highlight this in our community and show that, you know, this is something we do.
Oh, that's great. Now,
know?
who's going to be teaching the
St. Nicholas
classes?
Chess Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're right on 137th and Edgecombe.
Oh, okay.
And so I found a neighborhood organization that's been doing the work, and they're going to come out and help us with that.
That is fantastic.
And then we're closing with Black Girl Magic, which I'm very excited about that show. This is an ode to just us. We're going to have hair braiding and double dutch.
Oh, wow.
And Uptown Dance Academy is going to be doing ballet, do African dance on point. It's a combination of ballet and African dance.
Wow.
We have Natasha Diggs DJing, and we're going to have a fantastic slate of singers and all-girl bands performing.
Oh, wow.
And the film is called The Fits that we're showing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is it's a smaller film. People don't know about it as much, but it was in the Sundance Film Festival. It got rave reviews, and it features a Cincinnati dance group.
Oh, wow.
And it's about a young girl who's it's a coming of age story.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting. Now, you had mentioned that you got a lot of sponsors. Was it hard getting sponsors on board?
Did I say I got a lot of sponsors? I got some sponsors.
Oh, okay. Some is a lot to some people.
Well, you know, I also am the communications director for Harlem Congregations for Community Improvement.
Okay.
So the hard part is juggling the two lives. You know, This year, what I did was I got a great team of people together to help me with the sponsorship, and so we're growing in that way, and I'm really
Good.
happy about that.
That's good.
And what this year showed me was that if we just put more focus on it, we can do even more.
Okay.
You know, the good thing about our organization is that we've been doing this. This is our 15th anniversary outside, and so we've got the videotapes, we've got the footage to say, look, we have a real audience here, and so sponsors are responding to that.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So why don't you tell us who your sponsors are?
Well, this year we were lucky to have Power 105 come on. They've been running spots pretty much the last couple of weeks, and they'll be running them all summer. And so we're really excited about that partnership. We also have the Urban Movie Channel. For the first time, they've joined us. Hopefully, they'll be back next year. HBO is sponsoring for the third year in a row. And so those are our official sponsors. We also have some amazing partners. We're partnering with the National Black Programming Consortium. We're partnering with Sunday Sermon, with Harlem Week, and Enjoy Enterprises has been our partner for the last 5 or 6 years. And then we've got a slew of amazing media partners and promotional partners, but there's really a lot, so I'm not going to name them all.
Okay. Okay, that's great. I also read that you had a health advocacy piece. Why don't you tell the audience about that and what that involves?
Well, we're going to have different health agencies out there doing distributing information, doing some testing around diabetes. And so we're also showing a short film called 90 Days, which is about HIV.
Okay.
And that will be showing at each film. And so we decided that we wanted to just kind of incorporate formal advocacy into the festival. And so this year the issue is Harlem Health and Wellness.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So let's talk about the musical performances. I know you had mentioned some DJs. Are you going to have live performances?
Oh,
of some
yeah.
of them? Yeah.
Tons of, we work with Enjoy Enterprises to program our live music.
Okay, tell us about that for those who may not know about Enjoy Enterprises.
Enjoy Enterprises is an organization that is founded by Mark and Melissa Nobles. They're a husband and wife couple, just like me and Greg, that runs ImageNation together. And they do a lot of music-based programs. They have programs at the Apollo Theater. They have open mics. They have music showcases throughout Harlem and throughout the city. And so Marco also has a radio station. He's been really,
wow.
he's been doing a lot of work around independent music. And so we thought it was a great pairing, independent film and independent music. I used to program the music myself, but I wanted to just kind of take that off my plate and deal with someone who's exclusively dedicated to that aspect of our cultural expression. And so Marco knows everyone, and he produces these amazing music showcases with live bands, and he'll get like maybe 10 different artists to perform the musical aspect of the show. So he did a special program for 13th, and then we have another one for Black Girl Magic. And we also have, before Get Out, we have V. Ferg, who is a Morehouse man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
HBCU in the house. Yeah.
And he's doing a 45-minute set with his live band, Creative
wow.
Public Offering. And his music is soul music, a little reggae inspired, and it's all very positive. His message is positive music. And this year, Positive Community Magazine is actually kind of like a sponsor of our music showcase.
Oh, okay.
And so we've got a sidebar called Positive Music Matters. And so all summer we'll have amazing musicians performing.
Oh, wow.
We've also got DJ Brittlefide, who's going to be at the Get Out event. So every night you can come and dance a little bit.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you can come get your swerve on and then sit and watch the movie.
Yeah, I know you're going to have DJ Stormin Norman. He does a Sunday sermon.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was always out there twirling when he was performing, so I'll be doing it this time
Awesome.
too.
That one's August 12th.
Yeah. So tell us some of your personal favorite memories of just over the years at ImageNation, of some of the events that you've had. Is there anything that kind of like really touches you or is most rewarding in some of the things that you've done? Or
I mean, there have been, it's been 20 years. So that's a good question though. I would say, like there's a filmmaker that told me that she wouldn't have been a filmmaker were it not for ImageNation.
wow.
You know, there was a time period when we first started that a lot of people were inspired to enter the field. And so that was really, it was really gratifying to realize that, you know, that the kind of impact we're having on individuals and that by doing the work, we've inspired people to create more progressive media, you know, which is important, very important. Ruby D. We honored Ruby D. And then she just started coming to the shows.
Wow.
Her granddaughter would call and say, can she come? And I'm like, of course.
Yes. It's Ruby D.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was really nice that she would just come, would just come and enjoy. The first Revolution Awards we did was at the Apollo Theater, and we honored Erykah Badu that year, and she saw the Emmett Till story. Stanley Nelson's film, because there are two, right?
Yeah.
She saw Stanley's film. We honored Stanley that year as well, but Erykah cried and said she did not know that story.
Wow.
So being able to introduce our history to ourselves, being in the park, watching thousands of people just jam all together and have a good time. And we've never had incidents at our events.
The festival is huge. I mean, in terms of what I've seen, and you guys have really accomplished a lot. Tell us about some of the challenges that you have in putting on this festival.
The biggest challenge for us has always been that it's part-time. We do this and do other things. My husband works other jobs. He works in production, so he works on music concerts, and the summer is his busiest time. And also funding. Funding is always, isn't that the same answer? I'm sure everyone says money.
Yes, money.
Yeah, money. But other than that, it's really, it's a labor of love.
Right.
We really enjoy doing it. And then, finding great staff. They say good staff is hard to find, and it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. But we've had some great collaborations, and that's how we've been able to survive and grow as an organization. Partnering with the Apollo, partnering with Lincoln Center, partnering with Real Sisters, partnering with the National Black Programming Consortium, Harlem Week, Historic Harlem Parks. All of those partnerships have allowed us to be here. And it's also kind of helped us demonstrate community.
Right. Because this year, all the screenings will be in Harlem, right?
Yeah. We've
Okay.
also partnered with Summer Stage in the past, too.
Okay.
And that kind of took us out into other neighborhoods. Next year, we will be back in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this year, we decided to focus on Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Has gentrification in Harlem impacted you in any way when you do your activities in Harlem? I mean, in terms of the crowd,
Not really. Honestly, not really. I mean, I think our audience has been consistently primarily Black and Latino and like-minded audience. So any person of any color who's interested in the issues comes to the shows. Many years ago, there was a film, Trouble the Water, about Hurricane Katrina. And we showed that film at the Faison Firehouse, and we showed it for 17 days. We took over the place and ran it like a movie theater. And that was the most diverse audience we've ever had. And but those people were coming from all over because of the issue.
Right.
So it's really always been more about what we're showing. I would say gentrification has affected us in terms of opening our space. Because, the rents have skyrocketed in Harlem, and being able to hold on to a venue and raise the money and develop it is a challenge. But we're getting there. Hopefully we'll be open this time next year.
Right. And I suspect that this will be a very diverse crowd this year because just of the films that you're showing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm sure Moonlight is going to draw a very diverse crowd. And Get Out. I mean, Get Out was the #1 film for weeks, and that wasn't just us that kept it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm sure it will be. But the one thing is that we always have like-minded people. We have a very progressive audience. So, it hasn't affected that much, but we'll see this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So, ImageNation has really grown over the years, from single screenings to the outdoor festival. Where do you see yourself going now? I know you had mentioned about opening the cinema space, but where else do you see the festival or ImageNation itself going?
We are interested in maybe doing like an online channel.
Okay.
That's something that's been on the back burner for a very long time. I think everyone's interested in doing that, but it's time.
Right.
It's time. And for me, really the focus, I'm moving away from some of the other things we did to focus on the cinemas. That's really where my passion is. And that's been the goal forever. When I started ImageNation, I was 25, and I was just like, well, I know I want to do these cinemas. And so one of my mentors, Kay Shaw, who's at the National Black Programming Consortium, she said, well, there's this thing in California called Doughboys Dozens. And it was very similar to when ImageNation started. It was like a monthly film and music showcase of short films. And so I started that to build a brand to open the cinema. And then we were in a brownstone for a while, showing independent films. And so we keep kind of growing in other directions because all these other opportunities come.
Yeah.
But right now I'd like to very much focus on that. And my vision is that it wouldn't be one cinema, that we'll have a chain of cinemas throughout the diaspora. And you know, if the vision is fully realized, those cinemas will also have programs attached to them for young people to develop new media makers. And you know, we'll keep growing.
Right, and it's going to happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's the 20th anniversary of ImageNation Cinema Foundation and the 15th anniversary.
You just told everyone my age.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry. I'm kidding.
It's the 15th anniversary of the Outdoor Festival.
Yes.
Are you doing anything special to commemorate these anniversaries?
I mean, you know, we just put together a fantastic program. That's what we like to do. We also do a book. We do a booklet on our big years. Like for the 10th anniversary, we did a booklet, and we'll be giving them out at the festival. And to me, the big thing will be getting the cinema open. That is my focus. I would like to have the money in place by the end of the year, and that would be my big 20th anniversary year accomplishment.
So after the festival is done, I know that's a big undertaking. What do you have planned immediately after that? Because you have ongoing programs, I know.
Yeah. We're showing a film called Like Cotton Twines, which is an Urban Movie Network property.
Okay.
And so that will be in our space mid-September. And we also have some art exhibits coming up.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to see what the next Array film will be. So we're constantly showing films at the space.
Okay.
And, you know, planning for upcoming programs, planning for next year. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, as you can see, everyone, that there's a lot of activities around this outdoor festival. We're excited. We're going to put up on the screen the actual schedule. You can also go to the website, and the website is ImageNation.us. Yes, to find out about all the other activities that ImageNation is involved with. It's a great organization. And please come out this summer. And I must emphasize that these screenings are free and open to the public. So until next time, consider yourself Blacklit. Thank you.